Hello Admirals and welcome back to my channel where I talk to you about Battlefleet Gothic, the space fleet game based in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. So earlier in the week on my YouTube channel, on the community bit of that channel, I put up a vote to see what you Admirals would like the next video to be, what starter fleet that would be, and I gave you a choice between Eldar and Orcs. And I really thought Orcs were going to run away with it for a little bit. They were very, very much in the lead. And then the pesky Eldar came clawing back, and yeah, the Eldar have won by a vote. So this video, I'm going to be talking to you about the Corsair Eldar Fleet, which is one of the original fleets in the original Blue Book of the game. And I'm going to give you a 1,500 point, couple of starter fleets at that points cost for the Eldar Corsairs. They are a strong fleet. Eldar are much maligned in this game. People think they're too strong. That's until Necrons came in. But they break a lot of the rules of the game, and that's one of the reasons why I think a lot of people have, in the community and elsewhere, worked to try and see how to utilize their rules and change the rules and things like that. And you'll see Eldar, different versions of their rules across the community. This one I'm talking about the traditional move, shoot, move rules, where you move, then you do your actual attack in your shooting phase, and then you can move as an Eldar pirate leader in the ordnance phase as well. So I'm going to be talking about that, and as I said, a 1,500 point fleet list. I'm going to do two. One a little bit more generic and a little bit more playing across the board, and a little bit more sort of general kind of take all comers kind of fleet, which also includes one of my favorite ships of the game, the Void Stalker, and then another one which focuses more on kind of the escorts, which are some of the most powerful escorts in the game. Eldar have some really powerful escorts. Do not underestimate them by any stretch of imagination. All of them are very good. And yeah, hopefully these two lists play into their strengths, so utilizing their movement, utilizing the various different weapon systems they have, such as the pulsar lances, their always closing weapons batteries, and their fantastic re-rolling ordnance, torpedoes and bombers and things like that. So yeah, let's get into the Eldar fleet lists. Okay, so the first fleet I've got for you really kind of utilizes the whole kind of fleet list that you can go with predominantly the obvious star being the Void Stalker here. Now, both these fleets I'm going to talk about will include a Pirate Prince, which gives you the re-rolls and things like that. But this is about 1460 points wise. And it really kind of plays to a sort of a general play. So you have the Void Stalker, which is an incredibly powerful ship, has numerous weapons on it, and it has keel launch bays, it has weapons batteries, and several different types of pulsar lances. It can put it out to 45 centimeters as well. So it can actually hit a bit further away than most Eldar ships, which are usually only 30 centimeter range. So this is your really heavy hitting ship. People will be terrified of this and try and stay out of its path, but as ever, Eldar are incredibly quick. Including this, you've got two Aurora class light cruisers, and they came in as part of Armada as well, and they have pulsar lances as well, and pulsar lances are incredibly dangerous. Essentially, if you hit, you get to reroll, and hit again, you get to reroll up 3 times. So you can do, with a single lance, up to 3 hits on a particular enemy. So it's an incredibly powerful weapon that can be used by the Eldar fleets. And then you have the real shining light of a lot of Eldar fleets, which are their escorts. They're relatively expensive, but they put out a lot of weapons. And so here you have Aconites, which give you a little bit of weapons battery to soften up shields and things like that. So you have 4 of them. And then you have the real workhorses here. Now, I personally like splitting these up. I would personally split them up into 3 and 3 and 3 and 3 and have 4 different squadrons of different. But you have Hemlock class escorts here and Nightshade class destroyers. And the Hemlocks come with one of those pulsar lances on them, which means, again, critically, they can do up to 3 hits per one of these little guys. So one squadron of these can really do up to 9 hits. So they can be really, really incredibly powerful and can cripple ships very, very quickly. And then the beauty of the Nightshades, it gives you a tremendous amount of the re-rolling torpedoes. So with the Eldar ships, the Nightshades put out torpedoes, and if they hit, they just go through like normal. But if they miss, you get to re-roll. So if you miss on your hit roll, you get to try again. And because it's Eldar, people to shoot them down need 6s. So you're putting out quite a bit of ordnance. Your Void Stalker can put out fighters to help protect you as well. So you have good coverage. So it's an incredibly fast fleet, a varied fleet, putting out a lot of firepower with using the Aconites to kind of knock down shields, along with your Void Stalker, and then using the tremendous amount of pulsar lances you have in this fleet to really cripple and really destroy. The real critical thing with this, though, is that the Corsair fleet are made of wet paper, and their armor is 4+. So if you get caught out in the open with these ships, you want to run in, hit really, really hard, and run away and try and avoid being hit back. So that's the critical thing with this fleet. They're classic glass cannons. Okay, the second fleet I've got for you kind of gives you a little bit more maneuverability and a bit more versatility, I think, than the previous one, which has the main focus being the massive beast that is the Void Stalker. This gives you a little bit more to play with, I think, in terms of versatility and facing, because you're including a Shadow and an Eclipse cruiser in this. So they're standard sort of front line cruisers, for want of a better word, rather than the Aurora, which is a light cruiser. So the Eclipse and the Shadow provide you the weapons battery platform and the lance battery platform, the pulsar lances. So having one of each allows you to use that closing, always weapons battery closing on the table, to really knock down shields, and then follow up with a tremendous amount of volley from pulsar lances. Probably one, again, using Nightshades and Hemlocks. Again, I probably recommend breaking them up into 4 different squadrons for ease and maneuverability, and not, an easy one target to try and take on. Aconites, again, to add that little bit of firepower to knock down shields. And then including in a couple of Hemlocks. Hellbores, sorry. Hemlocks, Hellbores. Hellbores are probably one of the most expensive escorts in the game, and probably have the biggest reason to and biggest vote to. I think we need to give them 2 health points rather than just the 1. They're pretty beasty. If you can see as you zoom in on this, they've got 2 different types, but like the big lance one. Look at that boy. He's giant lance. So they got multiple ones of these. They're like an upgunned Hemlock, and they're incredibly powerful, and they can put out quite a bit of firepower with those lances. So do not ignore Hellbores at your peril. But this gives you quite a good versatility. So it has you've got the 1 Shadow, 1 Eclipse, 1 Aurora, 3 Aconites, 6 Nightshades, 6 Hemlocks, and 2 Hellbores, and that rocks you in with a Pirate Prince at about 1,500 points. Really powerful fleet, really, really fast, really difficult to deal with, perfectly honest. Is putting out quite a bit of ordnance as well, with those Nightshades doing exactly what they're it's just an all-round powerful fleet. That move, don't underestimate that move, shoot, move, to be able to get in and out and hit hard. And just like in the previous fleet, though, you want to avoid basically being shot at all your peril. Hide, run away, try and stay out of range as best you can, because if these ships get caught out in the open at all, they're going to, well, especially with weapons batteries, they're going to be hit pretty hard. So yeah, that's your second fleet, everyone. There you have it, Emeralds. 2 fleet lists for you for the Eldar Corsairs. They're an all-round really strong fleet. Every one of their ships is going to be pretty strong. There's the least useful ship probably in the multiple lists for them is probably the Solaris.
which is a light cruiser which puts out weapons batteries. But I've always found a place for it to be able to again knock down some shields and then follow up with your pulsar lances. It's very tempting to just keep putting pulsar lances into an Eldar fleet. But I do highly recommend you include those weapons battery platforms to be able to knock down those shields. Especially then against also Necrons, which are probably your biggest rivals in the game for firepower and speed. So you want to. It's always good to not min-max. I think in this game with any fleet, but it is tempting with Eldar just to try and aim for pulsar lances. But I've found most success when you have a good spread and utilizing those nightshades with torpedoes, which can be incredibly powerful. So I hope that was useful, Admirals. And next up, the Humble Orcs, which are one of the funniest and fun fleets to play in the game. Thank you. See you again.